All right, so I want to make this video just because the last video I did actually really well. It was like the most viewed video I got in like 6 months, something like that. It was how to make 10K a month at ASAP if I had to start all over again, right? And that video obviously is targeted more towards people who are just starting out in online business. So probably me like a few years back when I was like 17, 18, wanted to get to online business. And I know that watching those kind of videos is something that would help me greatly when I was younger, right? I didn't get the mentor, I didn't get the help, and like that. That's why it probably took me so long. Um, but yeah, I want to make this video to talk about more about my kind of journey and what that I do to be at a point now where I'm making anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000 per week. With the business I run, I'm probably gonna even make more than that this week, so that's pretty good. But this wasn't an overnight thing. This took me a lot of years to be able to get to there, and I'm only 20 now, right? So technically still pretty young, although I still kind of feel behind on everything. But yeah, when I started, I was probably 17, 18. Pretty much like every other guy wanted to get onto online business, but wasn't one of those guys where it was just like, oh, I kind of want to get into it. I'll look into it. No, like I was really determined and focused. Like I said no to hanging out a lot and that kind of thing just to be able to focus because it's really what I wanted to do, right? I always wanted to have that kind of freedom that comes with having an online business, that kind of lifestyle as well. And now I'm at a point where I'm kind of living ish that lifestyle. I'm not exactly where I want to be, but I'm really more comfortable, right? And at a position where if you told me exactly I was going to be there at 17, 18, I'd be really proud of myself, right? So again, I wanted to make this video to kind of talk to those kind of people who are maybe stuck in that kind of age bracket, or maybe you're even 20 or even older than that, right? It doesn't matter, but you're kind of starting on that online business journey. So I kind of want to talk to you specifically and what I should recommend to you to do as well. Because again, for all the business models, everybody's telling you to do certain things. It can be very confusing. And I know it was for me. I can kind of break through what I've done in the past for business models, that kind of thing. I've tried a lot of things. And not like done them halfly for a month. Like I've fully done them, fully committed to them, had basically no results, learned a lot. And I mean, all those things were obviously lessons for me to be able to get to a point where I'm at now. Like I'm very grateful that it didn't just take 1 month because I probably wouldn't have the skills. And again, like let's say the first business model worked for me a bit, or I got a bit of results, maybe I wouldn't have transitioned to this one, which I know the business model right now, which if you don't know what I do, I basically consult people who want to launch courses and programs. I just help them out with the whole process. Maybe I wouldn't have gotten into this industry, right? And if you want to learn a bit more how I do it and that kind of thing, just feel free to DM me on Instagram. I can maybe point you in the right direction, whatever. But again, that's the business model I do right now. And looking back on it and all the things I tried, I know obviously that this business model is probably the one I was going to end up in anyways, just because of how, proven this business model is. If you look at anybody who's online right now, who's selling anything, this is exactly the business model they're all doing, right? Everybody's saying courses, programs. I'm not saying to do it and sell it in a scammy way. All my clients have really good programs and they all sell something that really has a good result. And it doesn't have to be a make money online. It doesn't have to be that specifically, right? Some people, it's not about that. I have clients who do teach others photography, that kind of thing, but it's course and program, right? It's the whole online education model, which is the best model, most profitable model. If you look at a business in general, what's hard about a business or any business you want to start is the startup capital, usually. That requires a lot of money up front. Let's say you want to start any kind of business that's in person, it's going to require a lot of capital. It's going to require some employees. It's going to require you to pay things. It's going to require a lot of time, that kind of stuff. But when you're doing something like selling a course or selling a program, oh, I forgot to mention as well, you have to sell the actual product itself, which has a cost because it's an actual material, that kind of thing. You have to get it shipped or whatever. But when you're selling a course or program, all those things that are hard about business are like almost removed, right? I'm not saying it's super easy to get into it, but it's definitely way more easier, right? And that's what I realized as well throughout all doing these business models. I was just basically doing what other people were saying to me to do because they were selling something around it, right? They made it kind of look easy, but in reality, it was actually hard, right? So that's why I went to this industry, because when you're selling an informational or a digital product, like the margins are super crazy, like probably like 95% profit margins. Even like let's say you're doing organic marketing, so you're just posting content, probably like 90-95% profit margins. There's basically no delivery. If you want to send them like a course content, you can, or maybe just like consult them. But anyways, I'm just talking about the model I do because for me, it's like it's just no brainer to be able to get into that. And again, if you want to learn exactly what I do, just DM me on Instagram. I'll be able to show you how I do it and how I'll be able to, help people get into this industry as well and be able to make really good money because there's so much money to be made. But anyways, like I said, I started like with e-commerce pretty much like everybody else started, but that didn't work out. I mean, I had sales, and it's not like I just tried one store or like my store was super crappy. Like I tried multiple stores, and I remember the first time I did try it, it was actually for a school project that I had to build a website. We had to build an e-commerce website, and I did it, and that's when I had to click like, oh, I can actually like probably try to actually sell this legitimately because I know nobody in my class did. So I did it, and I had a partner at the time, and I said, look, I'm legitimately gonna do this, and he was like, oh, it's not gonna work, whatever. I came back at the end of the month for the program, and I had made like, I think it was like $700 or $800 in sales. I don't exactly remember the amount, but that's all it was, right? But for me, it was big at that time, and it was like, well, no way you sold this. Like, can I get a commission? Can I get my parts? Like, no, you didn't do anything. I did the marketing and did the whole website and everything. But anyways, I did that for a while, e-commerce, dropshipping, whatever you want to call it. I sold a bunch of stuff. I sold a timer. I sold a thing for the car. I sold sunglasses. Pretty much, I tested a lot of things. And again, I was 17, 18, so the marketing side of things and everything wasn't too known for me. But still, it didn't work for me. Then what I did, I then went into SMMA. Like I saw dropshipping wasn't working for me, and I was like, okay, let's get into like a service kind of based business because I thought that was gonna be the best. Like try to get people on retainers. I quickly learned that it's really not easy, and it's not just not easy to be able to like deliver on clients and get good client results. That's not even the thing. The thing that's hard is getting clients in the first place and having people trust you. I was 18 at the time, I wasn't 19, I was 18 at the time. So trying to get a 30 or 40-year-old business owner to, convince them to pay me $2,000 US per month at 18 with having basically no track record, just a website and having some, a DM message that I DM with, which is pretty convincing that I guarantee I'm going to get him some career results. Like, if you're doing this right now and you're young, like, it's going to be hard for sure because business owners are not only busy, but like they have high expectations of things. And I mean, if you ever talk to business owners, you know kind of what I'm saying. But it's very hard to not only get in contact with them. I said this in one of my posts as well. Like, I had a buddy who was working in a marketing agency basically, and he was working with a client who was a contractor, like a local business construction. And I just glanced at his computer screen, which was the like company profile, and I saw basically like 15 to 20 DMs being sent to the business owner, which it wasn't even the actual business owner on the page, but he was getting bombarded with the messages, probably 15 to 20 a day. So that's when I realized, like, how am I even gonna get into competition with these people? Like, how am I even gonna make anything work? Like, trust me, I didn't just like send a few emails and call it quits. Like, I probably sent thousands of emails. Like, I remember this going in my email because I made an email specifically for that. I went on my Gmail, and you can see the amount of emails you sent. It was like in the thousands. Like, there's no way I've sent thousands of emails and practically not even sign a client. Like, I went close on certain instances. Like, I used to maybe get some responses, some interest. I used to get on calls. I had no even idea how to do even sales calls or anything. I would just get on calls with these people, and I remember I was doing this between my breaks in school. So I would get out of class, I would get someone on the phone, see like, oh, this is how it works. And then they were like, it was just weird. It was just awkward because like nobody pitched you on the phone for a service. So it was just like, it was just super weird for me. And I kind of had a VSL as well, like explaining what I do. I didn't know what a VSL was at the time as well. So it was just all very confused. Like, I was just all a beginner at the time as well. My dad was also helping me at this point. I was trying to, ask him to be able to help me, but obviously he's not in this exact line of business, so he doesn't know exactly what to do. But overall, it was just confusing. Nobody trusted me. I talked to a few business owners. One guy was really interested. He was about to close for $1,700 a month. If you don't know, my SMMA was about helping businesses get more employees. So I'd run employment ads on Facebook, which overall I think is a good concept, but I guess it didn't work out. I was maybe too young, whatever. So that didn't work out. I had one guy, sent him a contract. He wanted to get on board in, but then he just ghosted me. This was like the story of my life, basically, for everyone I got in contact with, just ghosting me. Once I would tell them the price, they would completely leave. So it's just things like that, right? So I am grateful that I spent a lot of time doing that because I did learn a few things. And as I did everything, I got better. I did do a few other kind of models afterwards as well. But then that's kind of when I had the shift. I was probably 19, 20. I was like, at this point, I was kind of just like saying, I don't want to actually do online business. It's too hard. So I was looking at people. There was one guy who was really, successful near my area, and I didn't know what he did. So, I asked him and stuff like that, and he said he was doing door-to-door sales, right? So I got interested in that. I went on a tryout to like actually do door-to-door sales, and the thing is, I wasn't actually scared about it. Like, I know what it was about. I just, after that day, I was like, this is not exactly what I want to do. Like, I don't want to grind for 2 years knocking doors to be able to get at a point to that. Like, I know there was another way. I knew I wanted to do an online business, right? I just was so discouraged with what I did before that I was like, oh, I just want to be able to find success. Like, I was trying all these different things, right? And that's kind of where I fell into seeing everybody just sell courses and programs. Like, I had to find a way to be able to get this industry because I know everybody was making money through it, right? And that's where I stumbled across one influencer that was near my area. I think he had like 40 or maybe 30,000 followers on TikTok, right? Which is probably the worst platform. And he was successful, right? And he did it through sales. So basically what I did is I didn't even know what a course or a program really was at that time. Like, I knew overall the idea of it. But I just know, like, oh, if we can sell it like a class online, we can make money because he has the audience. He's very successful, and he's not selling anything. That's what I realized as well, right? And he was from, again, my area. He was like, I think, 2-hour drive from here. So what I did for him is I just basically pitched him. Like, I made a presentation. I spent a lot of time. I did exactly the research on it, and I just pitched him on the idea. And luckily, he did actually say yes, right? And that's how I got my very, very first client to be able to consult him in the whole process. So I helped him out with not only building the website, be able to build out the offer, and I didn't know really what I was doing. I'm super surprised he even said yes in the first place. But that's kind of how I started for me. When I was actually working with him, I just spent, if I wasn't working with him, the other time I would spend would just be learning on how to actually deliver for the client. So how to be able to create a funnel, how to be able to create an offer, how to sell it, how to do the marketing, how to do Instagram content, that kind of stuff, right? I was just exactly learning how to do actually good service delivery, right? And it paid off for him because obviously he had the audience, and looking back on it, I probably could have made way more than this. But we made about 23K in 20 days of his launch, right? Which was really, really good for me because I had a percentage. I think I had like 30 or 40% in his business, which was really good for me at that time, right? I was like super hyped, and that was my first kind of taste of money. And some things happened with him, and he basically just shut it down for other reasons. I don't have to say, but it was just like some random reasons he shut down. So I lost him. But then once I had kind of proven this concept, it was definitely easier for me to get into it as well. And what I realized with this is that working with people, what's very difficult is for them to actually take the time to be able to build out the whole thing in the first place. Because yes, the idea sounds good. Yes, you can make a lot of money. But the fact of actually building the whole thing out, so building the modules, filming it, recording everything, like this is a lot of time consuming for a lot of people, and a lot of people weren't taking it seriously. So I was actually cutting back on my setup fees that I would charge people, like the initial setup fee that you would onboard with a client, just because I had a percentage of revenue share, right? And mind you, right now I have clients who have hundreds of thousands of followers, and I'm able to make really good money from there from the percentage of revenue shares. But now what I do mainly, and what I realize as well, is that it's way easier to get clients who want to be able to get into the courses in a program space, who have skills, but didn't make it happen yet, right? And what you want to do with those people is that for certain people, I do have revenue shares, But for a lot of people, I just simply just charge a consulting fee, right? That's what I do. I'm a consultant. I consult people who want to do it. And what's great about being a consultant is that you don't have to deliver on some crazy service and build out everything for them. And it's actually better that way, because if you say to someone that you're going to build out everything for them, they expect you to do everything and them for you to do nothing, basically, or almost little, right? Which leaves you to do a lot of work and putting all these hours, and you don't even know if it's going to make money, because you don't even know if he's actually going to record it, or you don't even know if he's actually going to put in the work to make this actually work, right? Even if you exactly tell him what to do and lay it out, trust me, I've done it. It's hard for them to be able to like be really, precise with their schedule and everything like that, right? So on that regard, it is kind of difficult. So again, what I realize is that it's better just to charge higher upfront and then consult them with the whole process, right? That's why now, sorry about that. So that's why now I'm able to charge a lot more money for them, right? And usually this is what I tell the client, that it's actually better for me to be able to charge you that kind of amount and consult you rather than doing the whole service for you. Because again, if I do the whole service for you, you're going to be lazy with it, right? You're not going to put in the effort, that kind of thing. So it's better for me to tell you exactly what to do. You do it on your own. You pay me and I consult you, right? And their effort does not depend on your paycheck. So I'm not going to get paid if they only put in the work, right? I get paid up front. They know that I can actually help them. I've been able to help others in the past be really good with it. And again, now I'm at a point where I know the skills, and getting in this industry, what's great about it as well that I didn't mention is that basically there's no competition. Let's say compared to SMMA, where you're reaching out to a business's account, which is maybe being DM'd, 15 to 20 times per day, for example. When you reach out to someone who has skills, who's really good at something, let's say he's a photographer, right? He has 2,000 followers on Instagram, but he's really, really good at what he does. Well, he has the potential to sell a course, to be able to sell a program, make really good money with it, but he doesn't know it yet, or maybe he does know it, but he doesn't know how to do it, and he's maybe looking for help, exactly, right? So when you DM him, I mean, he has 2,000 followers, so he's probably never gotten DM or barely gets DM from that. Or maybe he has 4,000 followers, maybe he has 1,000, doesn't really matter, because anybody who has a skill can be your client, can use your services, and that's what's super great. Now, when I either reach out to someone or someone comes to me with my content or my ads or whatever, they know I can help them, right? And they've never gotten a message at the start when I was really just hammering the DMs and the outreaches. People were saying like, wow, this is an actual really great idea. I've never gotten a DM like this, right? And that's what's great about this, is that once you reach out to someone, imagine reaching out to someone and it's their first time getting a DM. Like you're obviously getting a response. They're obviously going to be interested in your service and what to do. If you're the first to ever pitch them on something, right? Which the majority of people I still outreach now, this is exactly what there is, right? That's when I want to also talk about it, because I know the last video I did got a lot of popularity for it. A lot of more people wanted to get interested in exactly what I do. And I do want to talk about the model, because I mean, it's a model that, has seen success for me. But it's a model I don't really see anybody doing. Like, be able to, I know there's the whole like growth operating IPGA as well, which is kind of similar. But the exact model I do, which is like a particular, there's a particular formula to be able to do it correctly, is pretty untapped. I mean, again, when I reach out to someone, they're super surprised and they actually want to learn more. They want my help. They want to pay me. That's why I get paid. And that's why I get new clients pretty much every single week that pay me thousands of dollars, right? Not just like $500, like thousands of dollars for me able to help them, because they know if they apply exactly what I tell them, they're going to be able to make a lot of money, right? So again, I hope that clears up on exactly my whole kind of business journey. That was pretty quick. Maybe I'll make a video going more in detail, or if there's anything you want me to talk about more in depth on the whole service, that kind of thing that I do, my whole business model as well, just let me know as well. I will be doing more videos on it, because I think that's more what people want to be able to see. And I'm in a position where, I can help out a few other people. I've done it also in the past, just helping out as much as I can, because I know when I was young, I wanted to actually make this work. Getting some kind of help like this would have been great. Would have like just accelerated the whole process for me, just to at least be like the right industry and exactly knowing where I want to go as well. That would have helped me for sure, right? That's kind of what I would do with these kind of videos. So again, if you'd like to be able to get my help to be able to get into the industry, which is info offer consulting, be able to consult people who want to launch their own offer, who want to launch their own course, program, coaching program, whatever it might be, feel free to DM me on Instagram. I'll be able to reach out and see exactly like if I can even help you in the first place, because I do want to just select a few people to be able to help out. I don't want to help everybody. That's not the whole point with this. So maybe if I can help you, maybe I'm not even in a position to help you. That's what we're going to figure out. So again, if you want to help, just DM me on Instagram, and I'll see you in another video.